How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, FaZe Crypto, and of course, today we will be discussing Cardano, the recent price action that we've been seeing in Bitcoin. And of course, I'd like to start off the video, IOHK, to focus on educating the world about Cardano in 2020. This is an interesting article. So, of course, while Cardano, an ambitious blockchain created by IOHK, has been on the most heavily reached research projects in the crypto industry, we need to talk about the amount of research that really goes behind these aspects of the space, and this is, I think, one of the Cardano's the strongest points, and it's sort of going to, I'd imagine, be a really determining factor long term. Of course, Cardano is known for taking its time. We have this other article right here, Hodgkinson, no release date for Cardano Shelley mainnet until more milestones are achieved, and I see this as a pretty strategically sound movement, by Cardano. Shelley, the era of Cardano blockchain set to bring about staking, was supposed to be released on mainnet by the end of February. However, as the second month of the year has come and gone, and Shelley, in testnet mode, the question of what Cardano's most important era will be released still remains, and I think that it's good for them to take their time. I don't think there's any sort of rush. Then, on another note, just addressing Bitcoin, of course, we do have this tweet here by Pompa. So Bitcoin's hash rate has hit another all-time high. This has happened in the face of a potential, absolute chaos pandemic, in the public markets. And so it is interesting, and of course, Bitcoin doesn't care about anything. It's just doing its thing. It's building upon itself, and I think that that's a great thing. I could expect to see some pretty interesting aspects of the space, continuing to develop and move forward. In particular, while we see, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and the like. Now, of course, I want to play, this short clip here with Warren Buffett. Going to play this video, give you guys a bit more of a perspective. I always like to include different perspectives other than my own, and of course I'm interested in hearing yours as well, so feel free to comment down below and let us know what you guys think. But without any further ado, let's play the clip.
I would say this: when Justin and four friends came, they behaved perfectly, and we had a good 3.5-hour dinner, and the whole thing was a very friendly exchange of ideas. But cryptocurrencies basically have no value, and they don't produce anything. So you can look at your little ledger item for the next 20 years, and it says you've got X of this cryptocurrency or that. It doesn't reproduce. It doesn't deliver. It can't mail you a check. It can't do anything. And what you hope is that somebody else comes along and pays you more money for it later on. But then that person's got the problem. But in terms of value, zero.
So it sounds like he did not change your position.
No, but I didn't change his either. And I had a very pleasant dinner, and those people they behaved more than well. And they gave 4.6, or Justin gave 4.6 million to Glide, and that will buy a lot of meals and provide a lot of beds for people in San Francisco. So I thank him.
He gave you some Bitcoin. What's it feel like to be a Bitcoiner?
I don't have any Bitcoin.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't own Bitcoin?
No, I do not own one. I don't own any cryptocurrency. I never will. And, in the end, I may start a Warren currency. Maybe I can create one, and I'll say there's only going to be 21 million of them, and you can have a little ledger sheet from me and everything that says you have it, and you can have it after I die, but you can't do anything with it except sell it to somebody else. And the interesting thing, of course, is that Bitcoin's been out there a long time, and people talked about how it would be used in various kinds of exchange, but none of our companies are doing business in Bitcoin or anything. Bitcoin has been used, I think, to move around a fair amount of money illegally. So the people
maybe in countries where you have a hard
so
time
the logical move from the introduction of Bitcoin is to go short suitcases, because the money that was taken
For some reason, I find it hard to believe that Warren Buffett has no Bitcoin. I think that was a bit of a white lie from him. But hell, he's entitled to his opinion. But he does make a few interesting perspectives there. No, I don't entirely agree. With what I think that he's speaking from a very tactical perspective there, and I think that he's choosing his words very wisely, as he's one to do. He's got a lot invested in the current paradigm, and I wouldn't expect him to be a staunch advocate. And I think it does sort of lend a lot of itself to prove, when we want to talk about people, and in particular, using this analogy and extending it, using like the United States as an example, that when people have their functionality intact, they can do whatever they want. The banks work. Money's money, and all these different things. It might sound arbitrary to say, but people are comfortable, and they're not. There's no direct. They don't have a need where cryptocurrency provides a solution. But you want to look into the future. Look no further than somewhere like Venezuela. Look no further than these parts of the world where a lot of my audience, a lot of people, good friends of mine and fans of the channel, who live in Africa or different parts of the world, who don't have direct access to banks, or let alone yet data, and they don't have unlimited data, and they have to walk miles to just get Wi-Fi. Interesting just to see, because with 5G and all these other things, we are going to see the paradigm shift exert itself in a very interesting way, and I think it'll catch a lot of people off guard. This article right here, what could happen if Bitcoin, if the stocks keep tanking. This is an interesting article. Last week was the worst week for the stock market since 2008. Of course, definitely interesting. Further, the 10-year Treasury bond yield declined to what could be the lowest level in 100 years, spurred on by investors seeking safe havens. Bonds, were gobbled up. It was interesting. It is interesting. Just to look at how cryptocurrency has been interacting with this. It is sort of a small scale of different things that we can expect to see. Belgium startup launches smart chip hardware wallet for SLP based tokens. Chinese nationals helped North Korea launch of course cryptocurrency. U.S. officials say Bitcoin's on-chain economic activity suggests BTC is significantly undervalued. This is an interesting article as well, and I do believe Bitcoin is undervalued, but I don't. I'm sticking by my prediction when I said the $7,000 Bitcoin is the bottom. You guys should definitely tune in to the live stream so that you can get my technical analysis. The method to my. Make sure that you're subscribed and all that. The turbulent market conditions that Bitcoin has been experiencing over the past several days and weeks has muddied the clarity that many analysts and investors previously had with regards to the strength of the firm 2020 uptrend. Bitcoin was previously caught within. Of course, I did say it was sort of a bubble, and obviously, I'm just some YouTuber. Don't expect people to take my opinions seriously. I expect people to think for themselves. And I'm always happy to see, when people comment down below and they want to critique me and stuff. That's what the whole point of this is. It's a dialogue, not a lecture. So, of course, the past few days have been rough for Bitcoin, with the cryptocurrency plummeting to lows of 8,400 before finding some support that allows it to climb to the 8,850 as we're currently seeing. And we're sort of still stuck in at this current time. Of course, remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your dad. I'm only making this content so that we could, continue to have this dialogue, this open forum. And of course, all opinions are welcome. But just remember, you got to do your own research, because it is a very high risk, volatile market. Of course, top performers, we've got Aragon, Wax, Decentraland with 12%, definitely interesting. Decentraland, I made a video on that a little while ago. It is an interesting crypto concept. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. And with all that being said, stay relevant. Have a good one.